In the sunny meadow of Whispering Woods lived a rabbit named Dash. And boy, did he live up to his name. Dash was a blur of white fur, a living lightning bolt who believed life was a race and he had to win it. He'd zip past the other animals, a smug grin on his face. He'd snatch the juiciest carrot before anyone else even smelled it, and he'd boast about his speed from sunrise to sunset. Dash. Faster was always better. But lately, something felt off. Being the fastest was exhausting. He'd wake up tired, his muscles aching from yesterday's sprints. The world was just a green and brown smudge as he raced through it. He'd eat so fast, he barely tasted his food. He was winning a race, but he wasn't sure what the prize was. He felt a strange emptiness, a feeling that no matter how fast he ran, he couldn't outrun it. One afternoon, panting under a large oak tree, Dash saw Sheldon the turtle. Sheldon was moving at his usual pace, which was, to be frank, incredibly slow. He was meticulously inspecting a clover patch, taking a small, deliberate bite from a particularly lush leaf. There was no rush, no panic, just a calm and steady rhythm to his movements. Dash, in his state of burnout, felt a sudden, bizarre envy. "Sheldon," Dash called out, hopping over. "How do you do it? How are you so slow? Don't you want to get anywhere?" Sheldon lifted his wise, old head and blinked slowly. "Oh, I'm getting somewhere. Dash, I'm getting right here, and here's a rather lovely place to be. Where are you always rushing off to?" The question hit Dash like a ton of bricks. Where was he rushing to? He'd never really thought about it. To the next thing, I guess. The next berry patch. The finish line. Sheldon chuckled. A low, rumbling sound. There is always a next thing, my friend. But if you rush past everything, you miss the thing that is happening right now. You miss the taste of this very sweet clover, the warmth of the sun on your shell, the sound of the wind in the leaves. Dash sat down, his long ears drooping. But being fast is who I am. It's what I'm good at. Speed is a gift, Dash, Sheldon said kindly. But it's not the only way to travel. I have a gift too. I call it steady. I may not see the whole forest in a day, but I truly see every single leaf on my path. A strange idea began to form in Dash's mind. Sheldon, could you teach me? Could you teach me how to be a turtle? Sheldon looked amused. I can't teach you to be a turtle. Dash, you have a rabbit's heart and rabbit's legs, but I can teach you the way of the turtle. It won't be easy for you. And so, the most unlikely apprenticeship in Whispering Woods began. The next morning, Dash met Sheldon for their first lesson. A walk to the sparkling creek. For Dash, this was a 5-minute hop. For Sheldon, it was a half-day journey. The first rule, Sheldon said, is to feel the ground beneath your feet. Don't just run over it. Feel it. Dash tried. He took a slow step, then another. It was excruciating. His muscles twitched, screaming to be let loose. He wanted to bolt, to get this over with. He saw a field of dandelions in the distance, and his instinct was to race there, grab a snack, and be back before Sheldon had moved an inch. Patience, Dash. Sheldon's calm voice drifted over. What do you see? Right here. Dash looked down. All he saw was grass. Grass, he said, frustrated. Look closer, Sheldon prompted. Dash sighed and flopped onto his belly. He saw the grass, yes, but he also saw a tiny ladybug climbing a blade. He saw a delicate spiderweb glistening with morning dew. He saw a small, purple wildflower he'd never noticed before. A flower he must have run past 1,000 times. For the first time, he smelled its faint, sweet scent. Woo, Dash whispered. The journey continued like this. Sheldon taught Dash not just to look, but to see. Not just to hear, but to listen. They listened to the different songs of the crickets. They watched a caterpillar inch its way up a stem. They felt the cool breeze that signaled evening was coming. Dash learned to identify different types of moss just by their texture. It was maddeningly slow, but something was changing in Dash. His mind, which was usually a whirlwind of what's next. began to quiet down. He started to notice details he'd missed his whole life. The journey to the creek became the destination itself. When they finally arrived, the water didn't just seem like a place to get a quick drink. It sparkled with a beauty he'd never appreciated. But the lessons weren't just one-sided. One day, a sudden storm rolled in. Dark clouds gathered, and the wind howled. "We need to find shelter," Dash said, his instincts kicking in. "My burrow is far, but there's a hollow log on the other side of this clearing. I can get there in a flash." Sheldon looked at the sky. "I can't move that fast." "Dash, I'll never make it." For a moment, Dash wanted to just run, but he looked at his new friend, vulnerable and slow. A new feeling washed over him. Responsibility. "Don't worry, Sheldon," he said. "We'll use my gift. But we'll do it together." Dash scouted ahead, using his speed to quickly find the safest and clearest path. He'd race ahead, check for obstacles, and then race back to Sheldon. "Go left here, Sheldon. There's a big puddle ahead. Stay close to the bushes on this next part. The wind is weaker there." He wasn't just running for the sake of speed anymore. He was running with a purpose, using his talent to help. Together, guiding and being guided, they reached the hollow log just as the first heavy drops of rain began to fall. Huddled inside, listening to the storm rage outside, they looked at each other. "You see, Des," Sheldon said, a smile in his eyes. "Your speed is a wonderful thing when it has a direction. Today, you didn't just run fast. You ran smart. You ran with care." Dash felt a pride that was deeper and more satisfying than winning any race. He had used his speed not just for himself, but for a friend. From that day on, Dash was different. He still loved to run. Sometimes he would streak across the meadow just for the joy of it, feeling the wind in his fur. But he no longer lived in a blur. He would spend long afternoons with Sheldon, exploring a single patch of forest, discovering its hidden wonders. He learned to enjoy his meals, savoring every bite. He found a new kind of joy, a balance between his rabbit nature and the turtle's wisdom. He learned that life wasn't about being the fastest or the slowest. It was about finding your own rhythm. It was about knowing when to sprint and when to savor the moment. The other animals noticed the change. Dash was still the fastest rabbit in the woods, but he was also the one who'd stop to help a lost beetle find its way, or point out the sweetest berry patch he'd discovered on one of his slower walks. He had learned the most important lesson of all. As he would often say to the younger, "Impatant Booney's speed takes you far, but consistency takes you where it matters." And for Dash, what mattered was the journey, the friends you share it with, and the tiny, beautiful details you find along the way. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear it. See you in the next video.